welcome to another reading vlog. So I've been doing a little bit of these reading vlogs specifically just for books, like one singular book, and a lot of people have been enjoying them. So I am back with another vlog that is being done in that method, and we are going to be focusing on Burn Our Bodies Down by Rory Power. So this video is being done in partnership with Underlined, which is a part of the Penguin Random House family, so I'd like to say thank you to them, and I am super excited to pick this book up. So I am not that far in. My initial thoughts are, I think this is going to be creepy. I really do think this is going to be creepy. I am interested in the mother-daughter dynamic that I've already seen. I think that it's going to be explored a little bit heavily in terms of like generational trauma and the mother-daughter relationship. Like, just that aspect of any book is super important to me just because I relate to it a lot. And her mother is strange. So if you haven't ever heard of Burn Our Bodies Down, it's about this girl named Margot, and she lives with her mother in this apartment, and they have a very emotionally almost abusive relationship, mother to daughter. And she wants to find out more about her mother. She doesn't know anything about her mother at all. Her mother left her hometown, and she won't tell Margot anything about it. So I believe that Margot ends up actually finding a picture, and she goes to her mom's hometown. And then it kind of just goes from there. And there's a reason why her mom left. So none of this has really been done in vain. Like, there's a reason why she left, and Margot is going to find out those reasons. And I believe that she ends up connecting with her grandmother, and her grandmother apparently is not all that she seems to be. So I'm excited. I am headed to a little private park that I frequently visit sometimes, and see if I can get some reading done there, and then I'll be back with another check-in. One thing that I definitely would like to point out about this book is the fact that it is super well written and super engaging. I feel like I'm literally flying through it, which says a lot. I am such a critical person when it comes to pacing, and the fact that Rory Power threw a twist in there at 85 pages makes me feel like the rest of the book is just going to fly by, and it's going to be so intriguing. So this complex relationship that Margot has with her mom really resonates with me personally, I think, because I have seen firsthand the effects of what happens when we don't address generational trauma, and when we are not having those open conversations with people that are in our life, especially between parents and children. And you can kind of see this dynamic that something happened between Margot's mother and her grandmother. Something about that relationship is very, very strange. And I think that Margot's mother wanted to protect her from it, but in not being able to heal from her own generational pain, she continued the same pattern. And it was a line that Margot had said, like, how could you have gone through what you went through and then still turn around and do the same thing to me? And that really speaks to the fact that you want to break the cycle sometimes, But if you don't get the help to heal from the pain that you suffer at the hands of cyclical trauma or generational trauma, you just end up perpetuating it on and on and on again. And I think that really speaks to just Rory Power's ability to weave such an important conversation into what I'm guessing is going to be a thriller. I am so amazed at that and how powerful that conversation can be. And I think for me too, just as a mom, for me, it is super important that I have such a good relationship with my daughter, and anything that I have experienced, I don't continue that cycle and perpetuate it onto her. And I'm mind blown by the fact that this was so easily incorporated into a thriller. So I'm going to keep reading. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know where we're going to go with this. But like I said, I'm going to keep it as spoiler free as possible. But I'm just at the point where Margot has now returned home. Not her home, but her mother's hometown. And that's where real things started popping off when she went home to go see her grandmother or attempt to find her grandmother. And there are other teens that are involved in this. So I'm going to be really interested in seeing like the friendship dynamic. There is a girl named Jess that's involved right now, and I'm not sure what role she's necessarily going to play, but I'll be very intrigued. So I'm going to keep reading, and then I will do another check-in later. So I'm doing another check-in, and I am about 186 pages into it now, and I feel so bad for Margot. I genuinely feel so sorry for her, because I don't know how you go from being in one household where there's like emotional abuse going on to moving to another household with her grandmother, who's just as off the rocker as her mother. And there's something going on with this family. Like, her grandmother knows stuff, like knows some serious stuff about some things that have happened. And I don't want to say, but it's crazy that it also, like, the town feels like they're kind of in on it, in a sense that the town knows that something has happened and something has been strangely happening, but they can't figure out what it is. And now she's being enlisted by someone in the town to kind of help out to figure out what's going on, because her grandmother just won't tell the truth. So her grandmother is pretty gifted at lying, apparently. So now I'm in this predicament as a reader where I'm like, I don't know who to trust, because I feel like there's a lot of people in on this situation, and I don't know who knows and who doesn't know. But it's really good. I'm really, really enjoying it. I can't believe I'm actually reading it this fast, but I'm really enjoying it, and I just want to know what has gone on. And I was very surprised. I was thinking about, like, what horror movies and books and stuff does this remind me of? And I instantaneously thought of two things. Carrie, because the mother-daughter dynamic, the weirdness that goes on there, and then Children of the Corn. If you had seen either one of those, do it. Watch them and you'll get exactly what I mean. But I'm going to make lunch, and I will check in once I get to another point of checking in. Good morning. I literally have been reading this book all night, and I just got up and I want to read more of it. So I'm about 243 pages in, and I am so freaked out about the fact that there's so much that has been revealed in regards to her mother and her grandmother. I do not trust her grandmother. There's something going on there. I can't figure out what it is, but I know that there's something wrong. So I'm gonna keep reading and possibly figure this out and see if Margot can put the pieces of the puzzle together and see why there are these people. Like, why does this family all look alike? That's probably one of my biggest questions. They all look alike, and something about that is weird. But I'm gonna keep reading, and then I'm gonna do another check-in. I am back with my final clip for Burn Our Bodies Down by Rory Power. And holy crap, I think I am completely mind blown about what I just read. I actually am not even sure what I just read. I can't even really fully explain what has happened without spoiling this book, and I don't want to spoil this book, but everything that I thought I was getting right about this book, I actually got completely wrong. So Rory Power, I just want to know like where she even got these ideas from, because my goodness, I would have never in a million years thought that this book was going to be headed in that direction. And it took a complete twist, a complete left, and there was no way I could have ever guessed that any of the stuff that happened in this book was going to happen. I would like to say that her writing is phenomenal. I am super particular. I think I said this in an early clip. I'm super particular about pacing when it comes to authors because I read a lot. I am a librarian, so I'm always feel like I'm kind of on like crunch time when it comes to reading materials, and I just don't like when books lag. And this definitely didn't do that. She had me so engrossed on every single page, wondering what was going to happen. I just had this whole feeling that I couldn't trust anybody. I couldn't really get attached to anybody. And then when we get back to like the final, probably about 50 so pages where everything's unraveling and you're seeing everything from Margot's eyes and you're seeing her put the pieces of the puzzle together, you're completely mind blown, because there was no hint that this is where this book was going to go. And I was just, it was so good. This book is so good. I keep saying it and I will say it again. 2020 has been such a rough year, but books that are coming out in 2020 have been golden, and this is no different. And this is not even my go-to genre. That's what's so crazy. This is not my go-to genre, and I loved it. So hands down, I ended up giving it 5 stars. I will be checking out everything that Rory Power writes, because if it's anything like this with these epic plot twists and these brilliant characterizations and these brilliant conversations, I know I talked about it earlier as well, where this is like a mystery thriller and some other elements that I won't say, that actually discusses tough topics. We're looking at this relationship dynamic between a mother, a grandmother, and a daughter, and how it's toxic and it's unhealthy and how there has been no healing. And that conversation is so seamlessly woven into the text. It doesn't feel awkward. It just felt like a natural discussion. And I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that at all. I feel like I need to reread this book, and that's crazy. And I'm not like that with very many books where I instantaneously want to reread, because I feel like now I need to go back through and retrace Margot's steps and see if there was any hints of where this book was going to go. I think that we got a glimpse at something of what could have been a friendship, but there were some elements thrown in between Margot and Jess that maybe it didn't happen the way we want it to happen. Well, it didn't happen the way that I thought it was going to happen. But I did like the relationship dynamic between the two of them, and how Jess really wanted to be a support system for Margot, no strings attached. And I liked that this was all about identity. This was all about identity and wanting to know where she came from and letting her family determine her identity. And she realizes at the end that maybe she shouldn't have done that, because when she finds out some stuff, it's weird. So if you have not read Burn Our Bodies Down, I highly, 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 highly recommend it. It is so good. I can't stop gushing about it. It was really just that good, y'all. So if you haven't read it, please, please, please check it out. Like I said, I will be looking at other works by Rory Power, and so good, so good. All right, y'all, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content from me, click the subscribe button. All of my links to my social media and ways to support my channel will be down in the description box below. As always, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll be back with another video soon.